Marvel Legends, and happy October, happy Halloween month. Yes, it is the month for ghosts and goblins. 10 goblins, in fact. 10 little goblins from school, are we? A little bit of Gilbert and Sutherland there. 10 goblins, top 10 Marvel Legends goblins. Do you like my Ultimate Goblin bust here? This thing is so delicate. I love it because I'm not a huge Ultimate Green Goblin fan, but I love pumpkins and Halloween and like just this looks so cool. But oh, it's made of like porcelain resin, and it's just if you tap it with like a little pixie feather, a bit will break off, and it's just made of tiny little thin jagged pieces just begging to get broken. So I'm like, let's be careful. All right, guys, top 10 Marvel Legends goblins. Let's do this. Coming in, and your old pal DG here is kind of stretching the rules a little bit, but it's not easy to get 10 goblins, even with a collection my size. So coming in at number 10, we have, bear with me on this, Iron Patriot Norman Osborn. Technically kind of a goblin, right? Yes, we have Iron Patriot Norman Osborn. So come on, where is this from? We've got the Iron Patriot from like the old Iron Man 3 wave with the retro Norman Osborn head on here, making the awesome character of the Dark Avengers, Norman Osborn. I love this story. I've been talking about it a lot recently. Basically, Norman Osborn running the Marvel Universe, director of Hammer. S.H.I.E.L.D. was out and Hammer was in. Does anyone know what Hammer stood for? Was it an acronym? It was an acronym. It stood for something. But like Hammer, led by Norman Osborn with his attack dogs, which were the Dark Avengers, the friggin' sentry behind him, ready to like jack up anyone who got in his way. Loved Norman Osborn in this role. Why is he not higher on the list? Because this is barely a goblin. You know, this is me really stretching. We've got a bit of a kit bash, but what a cool kit bash this is. You gotta love it. And like, he was still the goblin in his head. That's what was so great at the end of Siege. Like, he finally loses his seat of power when his mask gets ripped off and he's going crazy, and people see that he's painted the Green Goblin mask on his face, and they're like, oh yeah, he's wackadoo. So of course, being the Marvel Universe, they're like, he'll get recovered and we can put him in a position of power again soon. But at the moment, number 10, Iron Patriot Norman Osborn. Moving on to number 9, we have, we're gonna go we're gonna go way back is what we're gonna do. We have got Toy Biz, a rare Toy Biz appearance. Hobgoblin from Toy Biz. This guy is crazy. Why did I get him? Because of the amazing glider. Oh, the glider looks incredible. You've seen it before in my other videos. That'll be coming up later. But, you know, I got the glider. I'm going to move this very carefully out of the way so DG doesn't do anything that he's really going to regret. All right, brain, remember that's there. Look at Toy Biz Hobgoblin or Demogoblin. It's kind of a bit in between. This was probably during the time frame when Hobgoblin had sort of sold his soul and had the demon possess him, but it hadn't fully taken him over. And it's just, this is why people love Toy Biz. The dark, gnarly detail on this character is just amazing. The wash of paint. This looks more like a McFarlane toy than like a legend that we would get nowadays. It looks like something straight out of a grim fairy tale. You can take the hood off. I'm not going to because it's kind of like latched over his chin. It's a real pain to do. That's how professional we are here on Model Behavior. But what a great figure this is. He doesn't really scale that great with the modern legends. He's a little bit too tall. That was something that, stop me if I'm wrong, but I feel one thing you can really say for Hasbro with their Marvel Legends is that everything scales really well. Some characters, maybe they should be a little bit bigger or whatnot, but on the whole, it all matches so well. You can put any character with any other character and it works. Whereas Toy Biz, I feel they were a bit more exaggerated, a bit grotesque in some instances, which was kind of cool, but it was very stylized, and I love the more uniform Hasbro look. But still, this guy, so cool. He doesn't really fit with my collection, but so cool. All right, number 8. All right, this is the last sort of like stretch to get on the list. We have Jackolantern. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Jackalantern's not a goblin, Dave. Yeah, you know what? That's what you sound like. It is when you tell me these things. I know these things, all right, except for all the things I don't know and I actually do need you to correct me. But yeah, I know Jackalantern is not a goblin, but come on. He's a goblin derivative, isn't he? I mean, look, he's all about flaming pumpkins and Halloween and riding around on a mechanical device. He's Goblin inspired. He's an offshoot of the Goblin, which is why I'm still placing him quite low on the top 10, because I love this figure. There's so much going on with this figure. He's got grenades, he's got a scythe, he's got the broom, he's got straps, pockets, pouches, guns, knives, sharp sticks, harsh language. It's great. It's so much fun. And also, look, come on. It's a character with a flaming pumpkin head. What's not to like? It's just so cool. So this guy is a big favorite of mine personally. All the translucent plastic, which we love. This is a highlight of my Agent Venom collection. I'm waiting for that toxin, the big deluxe toxin, to come out, because that's going to make a really great like Agent Venom display, and I'm loving building that. So number 8, Jackolantern. Number 7, we have a more modern character. We have the Red Goblin. Now this is an interesting one that I have very mixed emotions about. The Red Goblin story I thought was excellent. I thought it was really well told. It made Norman Osborn a serious threat again, because he always is a threat, but like he's always been the Green Goblin. That's always what it is. It's Spider-Man versus the Green Goblin. And any Green Goblin story is, oh, it's the Green Goblin coming after Spider-Man again. Whereas this was a real twist, where it's Norman Osborn with the Carnage symbiote. And that adds a whole new level of detail or complexity to the story and the dynamic, and made him so dangerous. Like, there were so many other Spider characters in this, because Peter had to recruit like everyone. He was like, I'm screwed. This guy is going to murder everyone, and he pretty much does. Not everyone makes it out alive, which again makes it a story with weight and gravitas. The Red Goblin meant business, and it had long-term ramifications as a story. Problem I have with this figure is, look at the eyebrows. He looks like a funny old man. You know, he looks like a goofy old man. It's weird. I see what they were doing aesthetically. They were trying to incorporate Carnage's white eyes. Like, it makes sense with what they were going for, but they shouldn't have gone for it. I feel it was an experiment. It didn't work out. So yeah, it's a real shame, I feel, that the eyebrows look like kind of goofy old man. He's like gonna get on his glider and go, "Get off my land, you damn kids." What is kind of cool is the glider, which of course this is not his proper glider. This is again why he should rank quite low on the list, is because where was his glider, Hasbro? You released a Goblin without its glider, and the character has a glider in the story. He has a cool flaming glider that is kind of mechanical as well. That's one thing that I wasn't cool with, was somehow the Carnage symbiote could like make metal things, like the metal glider morphed into like a flaming thing. I'm like, stop. Artists and writers are so fast and loose with Carnage's powers. Carnage is Bullrog. You know, it's like, Carnage has many powers. He has the powers to have all the powers, which is kind of fun, but also it's like, you gotta draw some lines. You know, the Carnage symbiote should be like the T-1000, you know? Actually, that's exactly what it should be like. You know, it can't form, machinery needs moving parts, chemicals. It doesn't work that way. But it can form knives and stabbing weapons. That's the Carnage symbiote. It can form knives and stabbing weapons. It can't form mechanical goblin gliders and that kind of thing. One thing that was kind of cool though, I did quite like in the story, the pumpkin bombs got the Carnage symbiote like wrapped around it so that it could he would throw the bomb and it would bite like with a Carnage mouth. That was kind of cool. So there were good elements in there, but on the whole I just feel the figure doesn't quite work as well as I would have liked it to, but still, a decent figure. So what do we got? 10, 9, 8, 7. Number 6. Oh, we got a hefty chunky boy. Number 6. Oh, goodish. ultimate green goblin, the ultimate green goblin bath. And what can I say? Size matters, I guess. I'm gonna mark out for something that's big and chunky and it's gonna take up a lot of space on the shelf. Because this is, besides that, a little more basic. You know, he shows his age a little bit, which is funny, you know, because obviously he is a more recent figure than Toy Biz over here, but his paint job looks older because it is just that plain green plastic, which looks very plastic, essentially. There's not really much of a wash or anything on there, so it just looks a bit, nah. You know, he's got the one head, not much else going on there, but he's got some great fire effects, and fire effects will get you very, very far with me. That'll buy you a lot of store credit with me. And these fire effects are so versatile, you can use them on other characters, repurpose them for the Red Hulk. There's got a lot going on there. And I must say, I was pleasantly surprised when I got this guy. He looks a lot better in hand than he does in pictures. So he still ranks pretty high. And again, hefty boy, so you gotta love that. Moving on now, is this top 5? Top 5 goblins. Maybe I should have started the video here. In at number 5, we have Roderick Kingsley, or Jason Macendale, whoever you want it to be, the Hobgoblin. This guy is really hard to come by now. He was quite hard to come by when I got him. It cost me a pretty penny, but so worth it. Great, great figure. Yes, there's a lot of reuse. It's not like the most original figure. You know, he's got the Dread Knight, you know, arms and legs, which was used for Green Goblin. It's now been used for him. There's a lot of reuse, but the mask I really like. I think the Hobgoblin mask there is terrific. Plus a huge thing that, you know, will win so many points is he comes with an alternate head, which I got out. I got out his alternate head, but oh yeah, here it is. He comes with the Demogoblin head, which is a great alternative accessory. Again, this was when he was kind of in that halfway point between being Hobgoblin and full-on Demogoblin. So I don't normally tend to use this head, especially because now we have an actual Demogoblin, but still, as far as added value is concerned, this gives you a lot more. It's great, it's grim and horrific looking, it's a lot of fun. And of course, you've seen my Kit Bash video, the glider, the Toy Biz glider. This is why Toy Biz gets such great reviews, and you know, we lament, I don't lament Toy Biz because I never collected Toy Biz, but I appreciate why people miss some of the great things about Toy Biz, because look at that glider. So Hobgoblin gets a number 5 spot, but he is aided with the Toy Biz glider, because also, oh my goodness, the glider that this guy came with, garbage. It's this teeny tiny little thing. It is like he can barely sort of balance on it. It looks so pathetic. It's like, really, Hasbro, this is what you're giving us? This ain't no good. So with his jacked up glider, he ranks a lot higher. Right, number 4. Number 4, we have, and again, I've spoken about this guy a lot. Oh, actually, no, I'm going to change it, because I can do that. It's my show. I can change it on the fly. Number 4, we have modern Green Goblin here. Very similar. I guess it makes sense that he would be next to Hobgoblin in the ranking, because they're very, very similar characters here. In fact, you know what? Now that I think about it, maybe he should actually be below Hobgoblin, because Hobgoblin has an extra head, whereas this guy doesn't. What you see is what you get, but what you get is very cool. Look at the detail, the expression on that face. So mean and menacing. He's got this kind of medieval peasant sort of hood hat, which is very, very modern. This is like Goblin War, Goblin Nation type Norman Osborn. This is when he was feuding with the Superior Spider-Man, which is what I love. It's a cool Norman Osborn, very cool representation of him. Did I say it was cool? His glider is adequate. It's adequate. Again, Hasbro haven't really been killing the game with mechanical gliders, but it does the job. It's some smoke effects. Oh, like the Toy Biz one had some smoke effects coming out. That looked amazing. That's what this is really missing. But he's got his satchel, his purse, he's got the pumpkin bomb, so he's decent, he's fine, but he doesn't rank like really high. But going one above, there you go, now I've got my order correct. Going one above is the Phil Urich Hobgoblin Bath. I'm not sure if he'll stand, but I've talked about this guy quite a lot recently. I'll tell you when I didn't talk about him though. I didn't talk about him in my top 21 BAFs video because I forgot to include him. Why did I do a new BAFs video? Because in my original one, I forgot to include him. That's what we're dealing with here. And I'm actually studying for a doctorate in psychology. There's different types of intelligence, and the common sense one is more like a superpower that I just never really got. So I'm my own worst enemy. But anyway, this guy can be anyone's worst enemy because he is bad to the bone and he does drink alone. That was an old wrestler who used to say that. We're bad to the bone and we do drink alone. Points if you can tell me who that was. But anyway, I digress. Hobgoblin is a great figure. He's tall, he's big, because he's a BAF, and who doesn't love tall, big BAF characters? He's got the bat wings, which are wonderful. I did a full Legacy review, so I'm not going to wax lyrical on him too much, only to say, really good Goblin. A good bad Goblin, if you know what I mean. This guy is a lot of fun, and definitely deserves to rank highly. Right, top 2 Goblins. And this is tough. Oh, this was really tough to decide who the, not who the top 2 were, but who was number 1 basically. And me being me, it could change at any time. And also, goodness only knows what other goblins I've forgotten about that I probably own. But that's just me. So, number 2. The Demogoblin Build-A-Figure, or Demogoblin Build-A-Figure. Someone tell me how you like to pronounce that. But yeah, look at this guy. Just look at him. Of course he ranks highly. The fire glider looks immense. The stand, just the stand alone is the stand alone is a great standalone stand. Hasbro, finally, you've sussed it out. This is how you do a stand. And it works so well for posing. You can shift the weight about. I'm not sure if I can get in close enough for you to, yeah, there you go. Look at the gnarly face. Talk about a face only a mother could love. This is fantastic. Demogoblin's such a fun character, trying to kill all the sinners, and he was eventually killed off, and then they've just recently resurrected him by, in Absolute Carnage storyline, Carnage sacrificed Shriek, which was annoying because I like Shriek, but then the Demogoblin could inhabit her, so now we have a female Demogoblin. All right, I'll go with it. So I wouldn't mind a Demogoblin figure too. But yeah, this guy, again with his stand as well, with the bright, colourful Goblin glider, just brightens up, just pops off any display on any shelf. Love this guy. The more I talk about him, the more I'm like, I probably should have made him number 1. But hey, it's my list. We can play about all we want. So finally, the number 1 Green Goblin figure is, of course, the most recent Green Goblin figure. The retro Green Goblin from the retro Spider-Man wave. Dropping his pumpkin bomb everywhere. Don't worry, the fuse wasn't lit. This guy captures everything that is classic 60s Green Goblin. Now, he's just going to try and embarrass me now by not staying on his glider properly. But look at this guy. I know what everyone hates. What you're gonna tell me. I don't even have to tell you. The ears were all wrong. No, of course not. It's the eyes. It's the gigantic dilated pupils, like he's been out, gurning all night in the clubs. Just, it's like, what have you taken? Who gave it to you? But I like those eyes. Yeah, I know that the tiny little pinprick dot eyes would be more sort of classic. It's how it should look. But you know what? We don't have that. We don't have it. So just move on. This looks great. I really love it because the green is so translucent. It's just blah. It jumps out of the display, just like Demogoblin does. So with that in mind, with a couple of little sneaky kit bashes, which you know about already, because of course you've watched all of my videos. You do, don't you? Nah. I've given him the War Machine Blast effect on the back of the glider. He's got the finger bang, snigger snigger, from the White Rabbit. So there's just so much going on here, thanks to my little accoutrements that I've added, that make him just like the ultimate Goblin. Not you, but the actual ultimate Green Goblin. So this, folks, is my top 10 Halloween-inspired green goblins in under 20 minutes. That's not too bad. That's 2 minutes a figure. I'm getting better at this. Toss, toss. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed my Green Goblin countdown. I look forward to entertaining you, hopefully, for the rest of October with some more Halloween-themed nonsense and good times. Until next time, I will see you in... Oh, God. Just messed up my sign off. You can see when when my brain's trying to stay one step ahead of my mouth and it doesn't work. I love you guys. Keep displaying model behavior. Oh, my Undertaker loves nothing more than to watch model behavior. Oh, and he always is sure to like each video. And if you don't subscribe to model behavior, you will rest